Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm Shaneil if you're new here, and over here we share life lessons and things they simply don't teach. Today I'm answering questions on buying a home in Jamaica. So stick around and let's see if I will answer a question that you may have thought of or may have put in the comments section. I have my phone here with a list of questions that I have gotten, so let's try to get into this real quick. Firstly, I want to advise that I am not a realtor and I am not a lawyer. I just have garnered this information from persons around me and from personal experience, and I am sharing it with you. Question number one: how do banks view co-owners that are not married, such as siblings, parents, and couples, unmarried couples, when applying for a mortgage? Well, to be honest, they have no issue with it. The only thing that I would say to you is whoever you are going into such a commitment with, ensure that you are okay with sharing a space with this person, sharing a property with this person, making this kind of investment. Because once you start, there's no turning back and there are implications and you're tangled up. So you want to ensure that you're starting this journey with someone you really want to continue this journey with, because you don't want to be in any legal battles with ex-partners or siblings or even your parents. So that's the only thing I'll say. Banks have no issues with persons who are not married. They just want to make sure that you can pay the mortgage. That's it for them. What percentage of sale price would all add up to transfer fees? Well, for transfer fees, you have stamp duty, which is $5,000, and that is shared between yourself and the seller, yourself, the purchaser, and the seller. And you have transfer tax, which is 2% of the sale price. So you should account for all of this in your closing costs. Question number three: do banks do their own valuation and survey? Well, no, not that I know of that they do their own valuation and survey. However, they have approved valuators and surveyors. So depending on the bank, they will let you know that they will provide you with a list of approved surveyors and valuators, which you have to use in order to apply for a mortgage through that particular bank. Question number four: do you have to go through NHT to buy a house, or you can go through private banks? Yes, you can go through the bank directly and they will engage NHT in their joint financing program if you are eligible to do so, or you can go directly through the bank. But do remember that the bank interest rate is higher than NHT's interest rate. I would suggest joint financing between the bank and NHT, because you'll save on the NHT portion because it has a lower interest rate than the bank's interest rate. I believe NHT's interest rate is at most 4%. And there are banks that are charging 7% up. So keep that in mind.
If you're buying land and want to build on it, do I need a pre-approval letter? Also, what are the steps I would need to take if I want to buy land and build?
Yes, you do need to know how much you qualify for. That is what the pre-approval is. It is just so that you are aware of how much money the bank will be willing to lend you. Then from that, you can make your assessment to see, is this money enough to purchase the land that you want in the area that you want and to build the house that you want. It is the same, you do submit similar documents. However, when it comes to the building, they will ask you for a bill of quantities to see how much material it will require to build your dream home. Question number 8: what if it's a cash sale? What payments would you be making? The event of a cash sale, you do have to make your deposit. Then you sign your sale agreement, engage a lawyer, so you need to have your attorney's fee, and the lawyer will also deal with the transfer of a title for you. When you transfer the title, there's a fee for that. You have transfer tax, you have stamp duties. Those fees will still apply to you even though you're doing a cash sale. So with cash sales, you will avoid paying bank fees, but you still have to pay the different taxes and your legal fees. So keep that in mind. What are the penalties if you back out of the contract? So if you back out of a sales contract for a property, it is outlined in the contract that you signed as to what the penalty would be. An example of a penalty for backing out of the contract is you will get back your deposit less the seller's legal fees. So that's something to look out for. Now, this person was very cheeky. What is the purpose of owning a home? You will only have about 65 to 75 years to live naturally. Now, there are several reasons to owning your own home. One, it's an asset that appreciates, unlike a car that depreciates in value. When you are ready to resell your home, you will make a profit. You're able to make a profit. That is one. Two, you can also use it as a source of income. You can rent it depending on how many rooms or how you set up the property. You can split it up into apartments, you can add down rooms, you can even live there and have a space for rental income to supplement paying the mortgage. So there's so many reasons. It can be an income earner, it can be your own sanctuary where you are at peace and know that you own this property. You don't have to be worrying about any landlord going to run you out of a property or give you notice. It is yours to do whatever you please with it. What is the difference between a letter of possession and the title of the property? So, letter of possession is addressed to whom it may concern or to the utility companies, National Water Commission, and Jamaica Public Service. Just advise, and it comes from the seller's attorney advising them that you are now the owner of the property. While the title shows the history of possession of the property. So from the first person to register the land to the different transfers over time, ending with now you as the new owner of the property. So that is the difference between letter of possession and the title of the property. What would you say is the best bank in Jamaica to obtain a mortgage? Oh, I really can't tell you this because I've not been to all banks, so I don't know the rates. I don't know their terms of contracts, so I can't tell you exactly which bank to go to. However, this is why I am very adamant in you getting multiple pre-approval letters. So go to as many banks as you can to get a pre-approval letter to see what their rates are, what their interest rate is, and how much years they will give you to pay back. Because of course that depends on your age. You do know that if you are older in age, they will give you less years to pay back with the same interest rate. So keep that in mind when you are looking for a mortgage provider. Shop around, get as many pre-approval letters as you can. I mean, it's the same documents that they're asking for. So just make copies of them and just ask around for pre-approval letters. See what the different rate. This bank might be 7.25. This bank might be 7.5. This bank might be 8% interest. You won't find this information on the internet. So ask for a pre-approval letter. It's free. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope these answered some of your questions. I hope you learned something. If you do have any other questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the fam, and I will see you next week for another video as we learn to navigate life together.